Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be. My name is Dale from daledaly.com and the Soul Writers Academy, where entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches, speakers come to plan, pen, publish, promote and productize their non-fiction books. And this morning I was yet again out in the Rambler walking my dogs, only two again today, because one of them is still ill in the vets. But she looked great this morning when I went down. But I was having this walk and I met somebody in the Rambler who is a fellow writer. He is writing a novel, and he was explaining to me that he'd managed to get to 100,000 words, and what he meant by that was he'd written this book many, many years ago. He didn't plan it. He just wrote off the top of his head, but he wrote it all longhand. And what he's been doing for the last couple of months is every single day, very, very slowly, typing it into a Word document. And he said to me, "Oh, it's great, I've got 100,000 words. So as soon as I finish this, which I'll do in a week, I can go straight on to editing." And you know when you want to say to someone, "You shouldn't do things this way," or whatever, you know, the cogs that are whirring in your head, think, you know, because you know there's a better, more productive way of doing things, but just zip it. But it reminded me of a NaNoWriMo I did, and I think I did it last November. I didn't plan it. I sat down and wrote 20,000 words and then got stuck because I didn't plan it. And for me, what I truly believe that works for me is I need to plan things. And what I did with my book, Puppy with No Name, is I got to that 20,000 words. And then what I did is I went and bought a piece of software called Snowflake. And I actually mapped it all out, and then it became easier to get to the end of that first draft. And what I believe is that when you get to that point where you think, I want to write a book, you should never not plan. I believe with a non-fiction book, it's absolutely critical to have an end-to-end plan that says, these are all the steps and all the things that I've got to do. So you can just tick them off, and it makes life a whole lot easier. But also, if you don't have an outline, you're just writing, for me, aimlessly. If you've got a process that you're sharing with people, then we need to map the process out, because even though you think you know your process, writing it in a book is very different. So we need the outline, we need a chapter framework, and you also need a marketing plan, because you need to be marketing your book while you're writing it. So you need a writing timetable. You need to clear the decks, get rid of distractions, and you need to negotiate time and space and find the right place to work. You need time out between each of the chunks. You need an editing plan, you need a proofreader, you need an editor, you need to know where you're going to publish it, and then you need a promotional plan. And what I tend to do is I'll do the outline, the chapter framework. I will blog my book so that I get it out really, really quickly, but that's part of the promotional period. I always leave things, I need reflection time, and then I'll come back and do the next stage and the next stage and the next stage. And I think just from listening to this person this morning, I've known that when I haven't had a plan, and when other people haven't had a plan and they haven't planned out the outline and and then chunked it all down, stuff rarely gets done. And I think that if there was any kind of takeaway from the conversation I had this morning, it really reinforces to me that you should never not have a plan for every single stage of your book process. And I noticed when I was writing my osteoporosis book, I started off with a title which was Osteoporosis and Me, and I was very much writing it to start off with for cathartic reasons, and I hadn't really nailed the core message. And then as I was going through the the planning process, because I was writing my story all the time because I really needed to do that. It was very, very healing. Actually, then the planner in me switched on. That catalyst of ideas, the strategist. She came back in and she went, "Oi, you! You're not doing. You're not practicing what you preach." And I went through and I started to plan it all properly. Nailed the core message. Nailed the outline. Nailed the outcome, nailed my ideal reader, and then it's just been, all the processes have worked absolutely perfectly for me. So if you're thinking of writing a book, I do truly, truly believe that planning it first, chunking it down, finding out how you like to work is the key to success, your success. So if this sounds like you, if you would love to write a book and thinking, I have no idea how I'm going to get it done, then please do come and talk to me. I'm Dale from daledarley.com. You can message me. If you're in that space where you're thinking, I kind of fancy this, but I'm not really quite sure, then I have a 7-day challenge on Teachable. You'll find the link in whichever platform I've posted this on, below beloved. Learn to speak properly, below or above or to the side, who knows. Please do enroll on it, and after the 7 days hopefully you will have some clarity. But as I say, please come and chat to me, and I'm really good at helping people to spark the ideas off and finding out which is the right book for right now.